guys, and welcome to patch recap 5.15. If you're new to patch recap, I just go over the changes. We upload this while HyperX are patching the game, so you guys have something to watch and just kind of get reminded what's going on while they're patching the game. And yeah, this time around they changed 8 guards, kind of reworked an item and tweaked another one, and then there's a bunch of new content. So the concept is to just read out all the changes, and I kind of give my opinion on it, and we're gonna try and make it kind of fast paced, but I always say that. Big shout out to Blues Ultra, which provided us with this very awesome, fantastic infographic. It's super cool. Go follow him on his social media. He uploads this as well. He does like SPL stats and all that kind of stuff. Let's dive into it. The first guard that has gotten buffed this patch is gonna be NRG. Now NRG got increased base damage on his ultimate. Basically, every spear just hits one, like, for 10 more at every level now, and then they increase the power scaling to 10%, and that's like quite a bit, because if I'm not completely wrong, NRG holds like 8 spears, right? And that literally means that he gets a 80% scaling more on his ult, which is pretty damn good. I don't think NRG is bad at all. I don't think he's top tier. I think he's right around A. He definitely has his counter matchups, but I think this will definitely bring NRG back in it, seeing that such guards as Artemis and Chernabog are really good right now. I think NRG is one of those guards that can actually deal with those two guards very well, and giving him more power to actually do so means he gets more kill potential. So this kind of will bring NRG a bit more into the meta. I don't see why they wanted to do this. Maybe kind of an answer to like Artemis and Chernabog, at least in my opinion, being really strong right now. Another guard that got buffed is also one of those kind of like boxing ADCs that might negate those more late game oriented ADCs, which are very meta right now. And yeah, I do think Chernabog is more late game than early game, although his early game is still very good. Sentinels just got straight up mana reduction on his ult. Before it went from 100 to 140 mana, now it's just 100 mana at all ranks. So he becomes a bit better later into the game, while he still has his early game like power, whatever you want to call it. Another guard that got buffed was Fenrir. Fenrir basically just now gains 3 runes for getting an assist. So Fenrir was really struggling, like his whole kit is evolved around his runes, and if usually you'd get the full runes and yeah, from like getting a kill, you'd get the reset runes. That doesn't really happen anymore. If someone, it doesn't happen before, if someone goes in and steals your kill or whatever, and it could really screw you over. So by bringing this back, they thought, well, this is going to make Fenrir a bit more potent, and I think this is a fine change. I think Fenrir is a bit out of the meta. I'm not sure if this will bring him back in, but it's a step in the right direction. So he's definitely viable right now, I would say. He's just chilling around the A tier like so many others. Now, one guard that did get buffed as well is Pele, because yeah, like, new guards just need to be OP, because then people buy the god pack or something. No, but in all seriousness, I haven't played Pele too much myself. I can't have an opinion on that, but she got increased base health from 440 to 460. Her Pyroclast has gotten a decreased cooldown from 14 to 13 seconds, and Magma Rush has gotten an increased movement speed from 20 to 30%. So that means she's faster. She's gonna cast her 1 more often, and she has 20 more health. Not the biggest of changes, maybe on the 3, but that's around it. Another guard that has been... wait, actually, then we gotta go straight to the reworks. I'm sorry, I thought there was another guard that has been getting buffed. The Silver Bench Bow has been reworked again. And this is actually really interesting. So now this item costs 2,200 gold. It builds from Hunter's Bow. It's 20 physical power, 25 attack speed, and 10% physical penetration. And then the passive is for each 0.2 attack speed you go over your cap, which is 2.5, you gain 1 physical power. If you go to 2.6 attack speed, you go to 2.5 plus 5 physical power, is an example, right? So yeah, this means that now you're way better off overcapping, and this might bring some scenarios where you have a steroid hunter like Rama or Chernabog or Jane Wei even is gonna be creating super hard with Silver Bench Bro now, right? If you're gonna build attack speed, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what theory crafters are gonna figure out here. If Silver Bench with like attack speed boots and stuff is actually gonna be more damage, DPS and that kind of stuff. So pretty excited about this item. Kind of sad I'm not an ADC. I'm gonna go to the tweak. We're doing like a nice little circle on the over on the thingy. Blackthorn Hammer has gotten a tweak. Basically, they increased the health from 350 to 400, and they increased the physical power from 30 to 25. Yeah, well, I mean, it's meant to be more of a tank item, so I can't see that giving it some health and decreasing some power is good. I think this is a buff overall. 100 health is a lot better than 5 physical power, in my opinion, so sure. We don't see that item really ever, so I'm glad. Now, these 4 guards are all guards that needed nerfs, so I'm very happy they got nerfed, and there's still more guards that need nerfing, in my opinion, but Baron Samedi, as I call him, Samedi, is apparently supposed to be called. He got decreased hysteria per hit on his ult from 8 to 5. That means you don't just go full hysteria instantly, you get super smacked by his ult. And also they increased the self-slow while casting from 40% to 60%. So now you are moving quite a bit slower when casting this ability. I still think Baron is going to be good after this. It's going to hurt him a bit, but I still think Baron is going to do Baron things, so I don't know. I think they need to nerf him harder, but let's see what this does to him. It's gonna make him slightly less potent, but I think he needs some more hits on his cooldowns or something like that, maybe. Moving on, we have Chernabog. Chernabog actually got nerfed. God bless. They decreased the base damage on his the initial hit from 70 to 190. That was it before. Now it's 70 to 170, so it does less damage late game, and it kind of scales down. So that means you're going to have a bit of a harder time getting bursted now. It's 20 less, but in the big picture, it's still quite a bit. And then the really big change they made is that they decreased his damage mitigation scaling on his ult from 20 to 40% before. Now it goes from 10 to 40%. So that means Chernabog, if he's going to be ulting in early game now, he's not going to have that 20% mitigation before, which made it so good to just get your item spike. So you've had that power spike on the enemy, and then just fly in with 20% mitigation, and you could be super far ahead of the enemy ADC because of that. And he just couldn't box you even if you hit everything and you missed everything. So steps in the right direction with Chernabog. I still think his free is very, very good. The way that it doesn't like dot effects and stuff like that doesn't apply at all. It's kind of like a soul immunity stage, and I think that might be something they need to hit, where you can still get affected by dots just like you can in like Fafnir's ult or something like that. Yeah, another guy that got nerfed was one that very much needed as well, Nasha. He got decreased base power from 1 per stack to 0.5 per stack on his passive. So before he'd get 20 power from full stack passive, and now he only gets 10 power. This is really good because Nasha is real damn good with his new passive. So yeah, let's see where this is gonna go. I think he might still be very highly contested, but 10 power is really good, especially early game, which is where he would really hurt. I just said he like all the times. I didn't say she one time. God bless. And Pele, man. Pele, I just think of the Brazilian footballer. So football players, I just can't now. I'm going to call Pele a he a couple of times probably. Tough also got nerfed. Glyph of Pain, which is his third ability. This ability no longer triggers any item effects. So before you could like literally proc Soul Reaver and that kind of stuff, and even like Gemavaiso, and like I guess the new Fio stuff works with as well, and this was really good. You could just basic attack through it. That won't work anymore, so pretty happy about that. There's been a bunch of like, they're still doing a lot of these like audio fixes, so like the volumes of the skins are not too loud or too low. They're doing a lot of bug fixing right now, especially for spectator, UI fixes, general fixes, guard fixes, like a lot of bugs. There is the Susano bug where you get insane lag while you're using his first ability. Saket has gotten an updated targeter. Nasha, the bug where you ult someone and then they fly across the map, is no longer there. The bug with I think it was Daji and Kumbhakana, where you could pull someone out of the map, it's also been fixed. So they're just cleaning up a lot of those bugs. Let's go and talk about the classic Joust adventure, which is going to be the 4th adventure that's going to come back to Smite. This is basically on the classic 3v3 Joust map, and there's a bunch of new content with it. It's just an adventure, right? Like always, and it comes with this a village skin, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's called Classic Joust. I might touch it myself, and yeah. There's a Royal Championship bundle, and there's quite a few new skins. There's an Abyssal Acolyte Agni, Royal Champion Willis, that's the one we talked about. Warp Tech Janus, which is going to be in a chest, 400 gems, and there's going to be 15 items in there. And then Shadow Claw Bastet, Riptide Poseidon, and my favorite skin, the Sunny Chibi Amaterasu, are all going to be in the Polynesian Divine Uprising. So that's going to be 900 gems if you want some of those. But also you can just, if you want one, you just roll. And if you have all the other items, you kind of get to choose which one you want. So really, really awesome. I'm definitely going to be playing some Chibi Amaterasu all the time. You guys should look forward to videos with her in that skin. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's like, oh yeah, as always, before we end here, as everyone always like, what's the new addition to the chest? So the new additions is the awesome chest is getting Crystal Colossus Ymir. The godlike chest is getting Kuku Kukulkan, Solstice Hell, and Starlancer and her. And then the fantasy point store is getting Queen Guard Erlang Sheng, Super Cronus 64, and Devil's Horns Radiant. So Cronus 64 is going to be in the fantasy point store. I think that's the big one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this patch recap. Big shout out to Blue Ultra. You're awesome, dude. Go ahead and follow him. Go ahead and follow me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to do a like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell. And until next time, everyone, peace out.